Lynch under center. He's going to run it. He's going to run it into the end zone. Lynch throwing deep left side. Wide open. Tiger touchdown.
Paxton Lynch is a big-time talent. You don't find guys that are as big and as athletic with the howitzer of an arm that he has that often.
Here's Lynch under center. He can sneak it himself. The sea parted, and the Tigers score again.
We have a very special guest with us now, Memphis quarterback Paxton Lynch. He tied an FBS record with over 7 TDs he balled against SMU. Paxton, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, before we get into it, Stephen A., you always say that you're the most GQ on the set. Paxton just took over.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
He did. You didn't see the full get-up.
He's entitled to believe that.
Oh.
I mean, I definitely think it's important that a young lad such as himself has a lot of confidence. You look great. You're an athlete. You're about to get picked up in the NFL draft. You'll probably be a big-time quarterback. I wish you nothing but the best. But when it comes to the GQ, my brother, come on now.
I hope someday you can maybe pass the torch down to me. Then.
Oh,
maybe someday.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Maybe someday. Yeah. Respect your elders. Respect your elders.
Paxton, make a case why a team should draft you.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good players, obviously, in this draft, quarterback-wise, with Carson and Jared. I mean, they've done some very impressive stuff where they are. And I know Carson didn't really get looked at that much because he went to a small school, but what he's getting, you know, the recognition he's getting, he deserves, in my opinion. But, you know, I think we're obviously all good players, and we all have our own unique style of play. I think that I'm very athletic, I'm very big, but then I can also stand in the pocket and throw the ball. I have good arm strength, in my opinion. So, you know, I think we all bring our own unique attributes to the table, and you know, it's kind of whatever a team wants, that's what they're going to get.
Stephen A.
Paxton, what happened? You lost 3 straight. Temple, I forgot the other 2, and then you lost in the SC, you know, the bowl game against Auburn.
Right.
Lost 4 or 5, lost 3 straight. What happened during that period, and how much of an impact do you believe it's had on your stock approaching the NFL draft?
Honestly, I think that it's had a very big impact on my draft stock, especially the last game against Auburn. But I know whenever we lost to Navy, Houston, and Temple, just kind of bam, 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 and we were really high, you know. We were like 8-0 or something like that, and after we lost to Navy, we were like, you know, we could still do something special here at Memphis. You know, that was a program that never really won games, so you know, we're going out to win those games, and we lost to Houston, and that one really hurt because we were up by 20 points like 3 times in that game. We lost that game, and then that one kind of just rolled over into Temple, and you know, Temple pretty much got after us pretty well, and then we had that game against SMU where we just, you know, put it on them. And then when we played Auburn, it was a little tougher, being that Coach Fuente left and went to Virginia Tech. So I know a lot of that coaching staff didn't want to leave before the bowl game, but they kind of had no choice. So, and I'm not holding anything against any of those guys because they deserve that. Because we came in together, and now we're all getting our own opportunities. So I'm proud of those guys, you know, getting that opportunity. So it was rough losing your head coach and, you know, one of your play callers, and someone, you know, that helps you prepare and all that. And as smart as he was and how much he helped me, it was pretty rough, you know, playing that game without him. And you know, when you only throw for 100 yards or something like that in your last game, you know, people are going to say some stuff about it now. Like if I had played Auburn mid-season and then Ole Miss the last game and had the same result, it would be talked about different, obviously.
Gotcha.
So your dad's 6'5". You grew up in a small town just north of Orlando, yet you did not play basketball at all as you grew towards 6'7". Why was that?
I mean, my parents tried to get me to play when I was a kid, like in the YMCA league, and I got like film of it. Me and my brother like just walking and just giving the ball to each other like over kids' heads and stuff. And I don't know, it was just really like never fun to me. I just never really loved it. Yeah, like my dad, obviously, and mom loved playing it, but I just was kind of baseball, football all the time. Like Saturday mornings, I'd Pop Warner game, and then Saturday afternoon, I'd go play baseball. So,
really?
Yeah, that's how I kind of grew up.
Wow. But you consider yourself very athletic for your position,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
So I assume you could have been a pretty good basketball player.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know. I know my high school coach, or my high school basketball coach, was the athletic director, so he was always trying to get me to play, but me and my brother were just, you know, never into it.
Interesting.
Looks like things turned out all right with football.
Yeah.
I got one more question I want to ask you, Paxton, because one of the things, we don't know this, and I think it's fair to make sure we present this question to you. One of the things, whether it's Todd McShay or Mel Kiper projecting that you'll go 37th to the 49ers, obviously when we hear about Carson Wentz, we hear about Jared Goff, they'll possibly go 1 and 2. You're not in that equation. One of the reasons they use that excuse is because from what we're hearing based on the reports, when you were interviewed, the interview didn't go so great. Can you talk to me about what the interview process has been like for you, and how do you feel about it approaching the NFL draft?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, we at the Combine, you go through a bunch of interviews. I know I had like 10 or 12. I had 2 the first night and like 10 the second night. And the feedback I had got from all the coaches was that I did well. So whenever I heard, that on Twitter or whatever it was on, I was a little confused by it, because the feedback I got from all the coaches was that I did well, and I didn't feel like I struggled in any of those. But whatever was said was said. I've heard stuff that the teams that like you will say the worst stuff about you, hoping that they can pick you like later. And I don't know how true that is, obviously, because I've never been through this. But I've heard stuff like that. But I mean, I've had 10 or 11. These 30 visits where you go and visit the team. So I didn't do too bad in the Combine interviews, obviously, if they wanted to bring me in again to talk to me. So I didn't think I did that bad, but I had never been in something like that before, where you go into a room and it's coaches, GMs, and stuff like that, and you got to, impress those guys. So that was the first time for me, but I thought I handled it well, and I was prepared.
Intense for sure. I'm sure you held your own. Paxton, we appreciate you. Enjoy next week with your friends and family. Such a special time, and we look forward to watching you at the next level.
All the best.
Thank you.
First Take is presented by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. And in part by the new Money Monopoly game at McDonald's. Play to win.
Skip, do you give Dallas or Houston any shot tonight now that they're back at home in their respective games?
If Steph does not play, I give Houston the better shot, Stephen A., to rise up and just pride alone to win one game at home against Golden State.
I believe Golden State will sweep this series, but if the Rockets are to win one game, it will be tonight.
Got it. Yep.
It looks like McGregor might be back in UFC 200. I'm looking here at ESPN.com, by the way.
Well, no,
he's unretired.
Dana and them are concentrating on John Jones. As far as they're concerned, hey, that's not a foregone conclusion that McGregor's going to fight this fight.
All right, we'll see. Gentlemen, we'll keep you posted. Thank you, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great night.
How are you?
No! How about a big no?
You okay if I go now?
Washed up. Again and again and again. Find me!
This ain't over, obviously.
That dude right there, you had better be cooperative. We ain't having this. I get all of that. Some of you folks out there are just nasty. Give the man a break. Yo, boy. Way to go, Jerry. Way to go.